Welcome, chosen ones. From the moment you entered this world, the battle for your soul began. You weren't born ordinary. You carry within you a divine spark, a sacred blueprint designed by God Himself. This is why your life has felt like a battlefield, why the odds have seemed impossibly stacked against you. The forces of this world, those who thrive on power, control, and deceit, recognized your potential long before you did. They have worked tirelessly to suppress it, to keep you from realizing the truth of who you are and why you're here. You are not just another voice in the crowd. You are a threat to the systems built on lies, manipulation, and spiritual blindness. You were chosen to see beyond the surface, to stand firm in your faith, and to challenge the darkness with the light of God's truth. This world fears you because it knows you cannot be controlled, and that terrifies those who rely on control to maintain their power. Stay with us, because the journey to understanding your calling begins here. Subscribe now to join the movement, to uncover the truths they want to bury, and to claim the destiny God has ordained for you. The revolution is waiting. Are you ready? 1. A divine purpose, recognized since birth. From the moment your soul was breathed into existence, your path was marked by a divine purpose. You were never an accident or a product of chance. You were intricately woven by the hands of God, destined to carry His blueprint for transformation in a broken world. This sacred design is embedded in your spirit, a calling so profound that even the forces of darkness trembled at your arrival. They recognized your potential before you ever opened your eyes. And since then, they have conspired to extinguish the light you carry. The world we live in thrives on systems of control, political, social, and even spiritual structures designed to suppress individuality and keep humanity asleep. But as one of the chosen ones, your presence disrupts this fragile equilibrium. You were born to see beyond the illusions, to question the lies, and to challenge the false idols that so many blindly follow. This is not rebellion for its own sake. It is the fulfillment of a divine mission. Your life carries the weight of God's intention to tear down what is false and rebuild a world grounded in truth, justice, and His eternal love. This calling is not without its challenges. The adversary does not rest, and his tactics are relentless. From your earliest memories, you faced obstacles meant to derail you. Betrayals that shook your faith, doubts that whispered lies into your mind, and moments of isolation that made you question your worth. These trials were not random. They were deliberate attempts to make you forget who you are and whose you are. The enemy hoped you would conform, that you would bury your purpose under layers of fear and compromise. But what the enemy underestimated was the resilience of God's design. No matter how much pressure has been placed upon you, the divine blueprint within you remains unshaken. It is alive, a sacred code written into your very being. Every time you rise after a fall, every time you stand firm in your faith, you defy the systems that seek to control you. Your very existence challenges the idea that humanity is powerless against the darkness. God's purpose for you is not just to survive in this world, but to transform it. You were chosen to be a beacon of light, a living testament to His power and love. Your faith is the weapon that dismantles lies, your vision, the tool that builds new realities. The world sees this, and it fears you because it knows you cannot be contained. You are not here to conform. You are here to awaken, to lead, and to show others the way to the truth. Never forget, your purpose is not of this world. It is from God. Stand firm in your calling, because the blueprint you carry is the key to breaking the chains of oppression and ushering in His kingdom on earth. You were born for this, and no force on earth or in hell can take that away. 2. Your sensitivity is your strength. In a world that glorifies hardness and celebrates indifference, your sensitivity has always set you apart. It wasn't easy, was it? Being labeled too emotional or too sensitive, as though the depth of your feelings was a flaw. But what the world fails to understand is that your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is one of your greatest strengths, a gift from God Himself. It is the key to your connection with Him, the lens through which you see His truth, and the compass guiding you toward His will. From the beginning, the enemy has sought to turn this blessing into a burden. He whispers lies, trying to convince you that your sensitivity is a defect, a hindrance in a harsh world. But God made no mistakes when He created you. Your ability to feel deeply, to perceive what others miss, and to connect with the unseen is a divine trait. It allows you to hear the still, small voice of the Holy Spirit amidst the chaos. Where others see only the surface, you see the patterns, the unspoken truths, and the divine fingerprints in every situation. Your sensitivity enables you to discern spiritual realities that most people overlook. You feel the weight of injustices that others dismiss. You sense the pain in a stranger's eyes, even when they smile. You perceive the spiritual battles waging behind the physical struggles of this world. This sensitivity is not just emotional. It is spiritual. It is the God-given ability to see the cracks in the systems, to feel the collective groan of creation, longing for redemption, and to respond with the heart of Christ. The enemy fears this gift because it cannot be silenced. He has designed a world full of distractions to numb your heart and keep you from noticing what truly matters. Endless noise, fleeting pleasures, and a culture obsessed with self-preservation are his tools to harden your soul. But no matter how much the world tries to dull your sensitivity, it cannot erase the divine wiring God placed within you. You were not created to be indifferent to suffering or blind to truth. Your sensitivity allows you to see the world as God sees it, to love as He loves, and to act as He calls you to act. This gift makes you a vessel of His compassion and a warrior for His kingdom. It's what compels you to pray for those in pain, to speak out against injustice, and to weep for a world lost in sin. Do not let the world convince you that you are too much. Your sensitivity is precisely what makes you unstoppable. It fuels your connection to God and deepens your understanding of His will. Embrace it as the powerful, sacred gift that it is. When you lean into this divine sensitivity, you align yourself with God's heart, and through you, His light will shine into the darkest corners. Stand boldly in this truth. Your sensitivity is not your weakness. It is your superpower, your divine inheritance, and a testament to the Creator who made you in His image. 3. You are the light that exposes darkness. The power of light is that it doesn't need to shout or force itself to be seen. It simply shines, and in doing so, it reveals what the darkness tries to hide. As a chosen one, you are that light. You don't need to argue, fight, or demand attention. By walking in truth and faith, you naturally expose the lies and illusions that worldly powers depend on. Your presence alone unsettles the systems built on deception, for you carry within you the unshakable truth of God's Word. The world is shrouded in facades, false narratives designed to keep people blind and obedient. These illusions promise peace, security, and happiness, but they are built on foundations of fear, greed, and control. Most people accept these lies because they are easier to live with than the truth. But you were not made to accept falsehoods. By the grace of God, you see beyond the surface to the heart of what is real. This sight is not just a skill, it is a divine gift. Your faith is a mirror that reflects the darkness for what it is. When you stand firm in your beliefs, you challenge the status quo without saying a word. You remind the world of the eternal truth that power and control are fleeting, but God's kingdom is forever. Those who cling to earthly systems fear this, for they thrive in secrecy and manipulation. Yet your light cuts through their shadows, exposing their true nature and breaking the chains that bind others to their illusions. This is why your faith has always been a target. The enemy knows that a single light can ignite others, sparking a chain reaction that disrupts his plans. He fears your unwavering commitment to truth because it inspires others to question the lies they've been fed. Your authenticity invites people to see the world as it truly is. And once they see the light, they can never return to the darkness. You don't need to preach from a platform to reveal the truth. Your actions, your choices, and your quiet strength are louder than any sermon. When you refuse to compromise your values, when you choose love over hate, and when you stand for righteousness, you expose the emptiness of the world's promises. You show that real power comes not from domination, but from humility, integrity, and faith in God. The enemy will try to dim your light, to silence your voice, and to make you doubt your worth. But remember this: the light within you is not your own. It is the light of Christ shining through you, unyielding and eternal. No force on earth or in hell can extinguish it. As long as you live in truth and walk in faith, you will continue to expose the darkness. You are a living reminder that God's truth cannot be hidden and His kingdom cannot be shaken. Stand firm, chosen one, for your light is not just a beacon of hope, it is a weapon against the darkness. Shine on. 4. The systems built to break you cannot defeat God's design. From the moment you entered this world, systems were already in place to shape, suppress, and control you. These structures, designed by worldly powers, thrive on conformity, ensuring that most people remain obedient and unaware of their true potential. Whether through education, politics, or even societal expectations, the goal has always been the same: to limit the human spirit and keep it disconnected from its divine creator. But you, chosen one, were never meant to fit into their mold. You were crafted by God with a unique purpose, carrying His eternal blueprint. While the world tries to condition people to accept limitations, God's design for you is limitless. This divine calling makes you a threat to the status quo. The enemy sees your potential and understands that if you ever embrace it fully, his control over others will begin to unravel. The systems of this world have been carefully constructed to wear you down. They attack your identity, make you question your worth, and create obstacles that seem insurmountable. These forces want you to believe that you are powerless, that your gifts are irrelevant, and that your struggles are meaningless. They hope you will become so distracted by fear and doubt that you will abandon the purpose God has placed within you. Yet, what they fail to understand is that no system, no matter how intricate or oppressive, can overpower God's design. What He has ordained cannot be undone by human hands. The trials meant to break you are transformed by His power into tools for your growth. Every challenge, every betrayal, and every loss becomes part of the divine plan to strengthen you and prepare you for the work ahead. Your resilience is not your own. It is the Spirit of God within you. When you feel crushed, He lifts you. When you feel lost, He guides you. When you feel broken, He rebuilds you stronger than before. These worldly systems, no matter how much power they appear to hold, are nothing compared to the sovereignty of God. They may delay His plans, but they can never stop them. The enemy underestimates the depth of God's love for His chosen ones. While the systems of this world thrive on division, oppression, and fear, God's kingdom is built on truth, freedom, and love. You are a reflection of that kingdom, a living testament to the power of divine design. When you walk in faith, you disrupt the enemy's schemes, not by force, but by simply being who God created you to be. Do not let the systems of this world define you. They were never meant to. You are defined by the one who created you, whose plans for you are eternal and unshakable. Stand firm in your identity as a child of God. No force on earth can break what He has built within you. His design is perfect, and it will always prevail. You were chosen to rise, to overcome, and to show the world that God's plan cannot be defeated. 5. Your presence is a testament to God's truth. Your very existence is proof of God's unyielding truth, a beacon of His power and glory. You may not always feel extraordinary. Life's challenges can make you question your worth. But know this: simply being who you are in a world shrouded in deception is a radical act of faith. You are a walking testament to the sovereignty of God, and for this reason, you are feared by those who rely on lies and control to maintain their influence. The world has built itself on illusions, creating systems that demand loyalty to things that are fleeting: wealth, status, and power. These systems thrive on keeping people blind to the truth, perpetuating the idea that fulfillment can only be found within their constraints. But your life, rooted in God's truth, exposes the emptiness of their promises. You do not conform, and that terrifies those who seek to control the masses. They see in you the embodiment of something they cannot understand: faith that cannot be bought, courage that cannot be silenced, and a peace that surpasses all understanding. Your presence disrupts their plans because it reminds others of what they have forgotten. When people encounter you, they are forced to confront the lies they've built their lives upon. It's not because you preach condemnation or judgment. It's because the light of God within you shines so brightly that it reveals everything hidden in shadow. This light is not something you strive to create. It is a natural reflection of the Spirit living in you. It is undeniable and uncontainable, and it pierces the darkness with ease. Those who rely on deceit are deeply unsettled by this. They have spent their lives constructing facades to protect their power. And yet, your faith quietly undermines their authority. Your peace in the face of chaos, your hope when others despair, and your unshakable trust in God are reminders that there is a greater power at work. They fear you because your presence challenges the narrative they've worked so hard to maintain. But their fear is not your burden. You are not here to seek their approval or to fit into their systems. You are here to glorify God, to live in alignment with His will, and to be a vessel of His truth. Every step you take in obedience to Him is a victory over the forces of darkness. Every act of love, kindness, and faith chips away at the foundations of the enemy's strongholds. Remember, you are not alone in this. The power that sustains you comes from the Creator of the universe, and His truth is unbreakable. No scheme of man, no lie of the enemy can stand against it. Your presence is a declaration of God's kingdom on earth, a kingdom that will never fade, no matter how fiercely the darkness tries to resist. Stand boldly, chosen one. You are living proof of God's truth, a reflection of His love, and a reminder that His power is greater than anything this world can offer. Your life is a testimony, and through you His light will continue to shine. Awaken to your calling and join the revolution. Chosen one, now is the time to awaken fully to the divine calling placed upon your life. You are not here by accident. Everything you have endured, every challenge you have faced, has been preparing you for this moment. You carry the light of God, a force powerful enough to disrupt the systems of this world and transform it with truth, love, and hope. You were born to be a disruptor, a visionary, and a vessel of divine purpose. The revolution has already begun, and you are at its center. As you step into your calling, you will find that the chains meant to bind you were never strong enough to hold you. The enemy's plans, no matter how clever, will crumble beneath the weight of God's design. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are part of a greater movement to awaken others, to lift the veil of deception, and to shine God's light into every corner of darkness. Do not underestimate the power of your presence, your faith, and your truth. When you live in alignment with God's will, you are unstoppable. Together, we can continue to break through the illusions, challenge the lies, and build a new reality grounded in God's eternal kingdom. If these words have stirred something within you, if you feel the call to rise up and step boldly into your purpose, do not let this moment pass. Subscribe to this channel and join a community of like-minded warriors. Here, you will find the strength, wisdom, and encouragement to stay the course. The world is waiting for the chosen ones to awaken fully. The revolution is here, and it cannot be stopped. Step into your role, chosen one. Your time is now.